Real quick, I'm going to show you how to set up a Wagner spray tent. And the reason that this is very important is because I do all my woodworking in a garage. When you want the best finish on your product, hands down, spraying is the way to go. You can get some stuff in a rattle can, but it usually spits and there's not a good spray pattern to it. And then when things are wet, you get bugs and debris that settles on top of it and ruins your product. How can you still do that without a proper finishing room? You get a tent. My latest carve that I did on my CNC has a lot of nooks and crannies. And to make sure that it's all uniform, I have to spray it. My goal here is that at the completion of this video, you'll have enough information to determine whether you need one of these tents too. So along with the tent, it also comes with stakes. So if you want to do this outside, you totally can without the fear of blowing it away. Without the fear of it blowing away. All right, so after you've rolled this out, something to take notice is on the very front, the top front of the tent, there is a sleeve, and then on the top back, there is a sleeve. Now, this is a very tall tent and a very wide tent, but it doesn't have a lot of depth. So what happens is the front tent poles are gonna come from the front corners, and then they're gonna go through the back sleeve. And the back tent poles are gonna go from the back corners, go through the front sleeves. So they're gonna create an X on the sides. And that brings part the stability and what stretches it out so that it's always open. So I've been using this tent for over a year prior to recording this video, but right now it's 4.5 out of 5 stars on Amazon with over 8,000 reviews. So whether you're using this for woodworking or furniture flips, this is the one. I found that clipping them on as you go works pretty well. The links to everything used in this video will be down in the description. Now, this is where it gets tricky. How do you get it to stand up? I'm not sure, you may not be strong enough for this, for the dexterity. Honestly, 2 people would be amazing. But once you get that struggle in, the rest is cake. Tie an overhand on here and then just do a little bow just to keep the X together. So on the sides, you can see that there's some Velcro that keep it down. And you can sit here and roll it up really nice, or you can just throw your hands in and get to the clip to get out of your way. I've spent the time rolling it up nicely, and it's really just a big pain in the butt. So with a little bit of creativity, you can make this part of the process really quick. All right, now I have this gigantic floor here. All right, we're looking at just under 6 foot wide. And 9 foot long. So the last time I did this, I put my fold up tables in here. But I've since put them in the attic. So the second best thing are these super fast plastic sawhorses. And then any top that you can use, that you can have. This piece of plywood would work just fine. And then I like to take a canvas cloth and put on top. So like, I literally do not care about overspray. I'll put up these little tents for my workpiece. And then I want it supported as much as possible. I'll get one more. All right. And now I know that as I spray it side to side, top, front, back, hit it from every angle, I can actually get all the way underneath. I can even spray up so that the finish is wrapped around. And the cool thing about spraying is that you get such an even finish, and you're putting on such small coats that you're not going to start dripping. Now, say this is wet, right? I just finished dripping. I undo this side, undo that side, push the Velcro together, and then from here, I would open the garage, just a crack, and I have vents on the side of the garage. And now I'm no longer worried about any flies jumping on this, any dust from the room settling, because this is completely secure. This is an amazing investment. Never rush the finish process. Mistakes that are made now, you have to start all over from the very beginning. You have to do that first cut. You have to mill down the board to the right thickness. You have to put it on the CNC to carve out again. You have to re-aura mask it. Then you have to repaint it. And then it's the ceiling and everything. Like, it's so much work. You've already done so much. Take the time to get the right equipment, do the job correctly, slowly, and your work will speak for itself. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Before we go into the tips about breaking down and packing up this tent, I want to ask you a small favor. If you're finding value, give it a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments what project this tent can help you finish. Now, the first thing you need to worry about is making sure that the tent is fully dry before packing it up. That's why I typically leave it up overnight. All right, so it's been a day. This turned out amazing. This is not glued on yet, but I'm super, super happy with how all this laid on. Super smooth, beautiful, a slight shimmer, but not too crazy. And so I'm ready to close this up and put it away now. So I wanted to give you guys a quick overview of how that process goes. One of the very first things I like to do is sweep it out. This will prolong the life of the tent, because if there was any debris left inside the tent when you roll it up, it could tear. All right, after that's done, it's everything in the reverse order. I like to close the flap and then untie the bows, followed by undoing the clips, and pull out the pins and start collapsing the pole. So believe it or not, there is a way to do this so they're even. Both sides expand. So you just gotta switch it over, and then they're even again. Move those out of the way, recenter the tent. As you can see, it's holding some air. And what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna fold this into thirds so that I match the width of the bag. I'm gonna fold this other third, the tent poles in. Don't forget your stakes. And then with this, just like tents and sleeping bags and everything else, I'm pushing down and I'm really tightening it underneath. I'm shoving
the material underneath, and that's going to make it nice and tight, and it'll slide right in the cover the first time. You can also work off some of the dirt as you go. So if you're a fan of reading instructions, inside the flap, there's a full set. Drawstring close. And now I can put all my stuff back. If you found value in that, I want you to take a look at this next video that goes over putting Aura mask on, spraying, carving and spraying some stuff that I do on the CNC.